As far as I'm aware, XMRE is the only producer of commercial MREs that makes their own 24-hour ration. This is interesting for a few reasons. A lot of countries do have 24-hour rations as the standard ration given to their soldiers. But in the US, of course, the standard ration is the MRE, or meal ready to eat, meaning that this is a single meal, and a soldier would be expected to have 3 of those in a 24-hour period. The most obvious comparison in US rations to a 24-hour ration would be the first strike ration, which is a 24-hour ration. And this is supposed to take the place of 3 MREs and provide enough calories and nutrients for 24 hours. A first strike ration provides an average of 2,900 calories. An XMRE's 24-hour ration, according to the website, provides 2,500 to 2,800 calories, so it's pretty compatible. XMRE's standard MREs are in the 1300 XT line, meaning that they provide an average of 1,300 calories per meal. Their 24-hour rations are called the 3000 XT line, referring to the approximately 3,000 calories provided. Although I've tried quite a few XMRE MREs, I've never tried one of the 24-hour rations, so this case here will be my first chance to try them out. Interesting thing about this case is that they're definitely going for the look of a genuine MRE case. From the plain brown box to the font and the black printing, and they even have the do not rough handle warning, which the genuine ones have. This box is smaller than a genuine MRE case, and it's pretty compatible in size to an XMRE half case of 6 MREs. But as you can see, the style of the boxes are quite different. This very much has the look of the commercial MREs. It's kind of similar to meal kit supplies cases, with the white box and a lot of information on it. While the 24-hour ration case goes more for the utilitarian look. I don't know whether XMRE is changing their cases altogether and they're all going to look like this, or if this is only for the 24-hour ration ones. But this is what I have to go by. So this is a case of 4 24-hour rations. And the shipping label says it's 12 pounds. Which comes out to about 3 pounds per 24-hour ration. And that's certainly quite a bit of weight, but definitely still lighter than carrying 3 MREs around for 24 hours. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what these look like. I'll talk a little bit more about them. Oh, this is pretty interesting because I believe as I said, I've never had these before, but I wasn't aware that they even had a label on them. I thought it was just a plain plastic bag. So we have 4 different menus. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here's what you get in a case of 4 24-hour rations from XMRE. Now, a couple things to mention before we actually go ahead and open one of these up and take a look at the contents. The contents will vary in these, but XMRE's website does provide a list of what's going to be in here, basically. It's going to be 2 8-ounce entrees. Those are the full-size MRE entrees. 3 bread items. 2 to 3 snacks, desserts, and sides. 1 to 2 spreads. 2 fruit-flavored beverages. 1 breakfast beverage. 1 dairy shake. It says Accessory Pack. I'm not sure how many. And that will include the instant coffee and the other condiments like the salt and pepper and sugar, the spoon and the napkin, and 2 flameless ration heaters. Now, a couple differences that I see right off the bat between these and the genuine First Strike ration is the fact that First Strike ration really concentrates on having food that you can eat on the go. This stuff is still already ready to eat as in an MRE, but the First Strike ration takes it a step further and has a lot of shelf-stable sandwiches, more bars and snacks that you can just rip open and eat. This is certainly very similar, but the 8-ounce entrees are going to be something more that you're going to want to be able to tear open and sit down and eat with a spoon or heat up if you can. Just not exactly the same, but certainly along the same lines. And the other real difference is that First Strike ration has the menu on the front and it tells you exactly what's going to be in each one. This one does give you a menu number, but it doesn't tell you what's going to be in each one. When you buy these, this case came with one of each menu. I'm not exactly sure what is what in each of them, but if you buy them individually from the site, you can choose if you want chicken, beef, or vegetarian. And this is obviously going to be a mixture of those. I took a quick look at these while I was setting it up, and I noticed that one interesting thing is that it seems to be really well packed in here, and they do a very good job of keeping it a mystery, because you can see the 8-ounce entrees are right here, and the little information cards are here too, but they have them behind the heating sleeve. So without doing a lot of detective work, you really can't tell exactly what you're getting. You know that you're getting the 2 entrees, but you're not really sure what they're going to be, as opposed to a first strike ration where you know exactly what's going to be in there. And I suppose I should also mention price too. The current prices on XMRE's website, which obviously are subject to change, this is as of December 2015. Current price for one of these is $25.99, US obviously. A case of 4 is $99.99, so $100 basically. That certainly sounds steep, and it is a lot of money. One thing I will say is that it does include free shipping within the United States. They do say on the website that they ship worldwide, but I have no idea what the shipping prices are like. So why would somebody want commercial 24-hour ration instead of just getting MREs? I can see some uses for it. It does save you some space with your stockpile if you have a stockpile, or if you want to save weight. I think it would be a good idea if you were going out for X number of days, either on a long hike or a camping or hunting trip, and you wanted to bring, say you wanted to bring 3 days supply of food. With standard MREs, if you wanted to provide enough food for the whole trip, you would have to have 3 per day, so for 3 days that would be 9 MREs. On the other hand, even though these are heavier than MREs, you'd only have to take 3 of these for 3 days worth of calories and nutrients. I think when the first strike ration came out, they were really a hot item. It was kind of like a kick-ass version of an MRE, and people were really excited about them. And then I think people started to actually try them and realized that some of the stuff, it's not really as I don't want to say delicious, because obviously MREs wouldn't be considered delicious, but they're not really as appetizing as the stuff found in a regular MRE. The regular MREs try to provide more of a whole meal, whereas the first strike ration is a quick and easy way to get all your calories. And these are somewhere in between because they have the standard MRE components, but in a 24-hour fashion. Alright, well, I did go over what the website says you can find inside of one of these 24-hour rations. Obviously, it's a lot more fun to open it up and see for yourself. With the clear packaging, you can get somewhat of an idea. But this will be menu number 1, and this is the one we're going to review first. So why don't we go ahead and check out what's inside of this one. Here we have, up at the top, stamped into the bag of the seal, it says XMRE lot 5180. Not sure how well you can see that, but they've sort of simplified and changed their dating system apparently, and it's a little bit easier to read now. So the 5180 is obviously a Julian code, date code of the 180th day of 2015. And there's no peelable seal on this, so it looks like we're going to be cutting to get into it. This packaging there pretty nice, kind of holds its shape. But here we have one of the heating sleeves, which you can obviously use for both of the entrees. And this looks good. Okay, I'm kind of, I don't know if menu number 1 was always going to be the same. I think it's going to be a variety. It's obviously a beef one, so I'm guessing that there'll always be beef. But within that, because it doesn't say anything on the bag or on the menus, it's probably going to be a variety of whatever beef entrees they're offering. This turns out to be a good one because they have Southwest style beef, which I remember being pretty good, and brisket, which I remember being excellent. It was one of my favorites. So here we have the 2 entrees. Here's the Southwest beef, and here's the brisket. These are 2 flameless ration heaters, so you can heat up both of those entrees. Being a 24-hour ration, obviously logically it's going to be broken down into 3 meals. But like I say with most 24-hour rations, including the first strike ration, it's also what you can eat, when you can eat it, what you want to eat when you want to eat it. There's no hard and fast rule saying what has to constitute a meal. I mean, if somebody's starving, they could eat this whole thing in one sitting probably. Or you could probably spread this out over a couple of days if you had some other stuff to eat in addition to it. So we have 2 packs of crackers. Let's check the date codes on some of these actually. The brisket has a date code of 3032, which means it was packed on the 32nd day of 2013. So this is actually almost 3 years old. So for a very fresh packing code, some of the ingredients, some of the components inside aren't going to be quite as fresh apparently. The Southwest beef is the 4th day of 2013, 3004. So that's another one that's 3 years old. They certainly can last that long, but it's going to be getting, you're going to be getting, if you're going to be stockpiling these, you're going to want to keep that in mind that you can't just go by the date code on the outer packaging. Now the crackers, these are much more recent, both from the 135th day of 2015. Okay, we have some more variety here. We have some peanut butter and some grape jelly, which we can use on the crackers. There's wheat snack bread. Oh, actually, is white wheat snack bread. So that's our three bread items, 2 crackers and 1 bread. And I've actually never had a white wheat snack bread before, so I'm interested in trying that out. So you can have a little peanut butter and jelly sandwich with that. That's one of the beverages. We have lemon lime flavored beverage-based powder, an orange carbohydrate electrolyte beverage powder. 2 different bags too. So this one you could actually mix it up in the bag if you need to. The other one you have to pour it into something. I don't see a beverage bag in here. That's not something that might be a nice touch that XMRE puts in their regular MREs. So we do have 1 accessory pack. We'll get to that in a second. Here is a vanilla dairy shake and a mocha cappuccino instant powder. Those are always good. A couple snack items here, desserts and snacks. We have mini chocolate chip cookies and the roasted salted corn nuggets. So that's your food. That's going to provide your approximately 25 to 2,800 calories. And the accessory pack, I just want to see if this is a standard XMRE accessory pack. We have the MRE spoon, salt and pepper, a couple of sugars, some coffee, some non-dairy creamer, a napkin, and a moist towelette. So it is just 1 standard accessory pack. So that means that in addition to everything else we mentioned, you're also going to get coffee as another drink. And here's what you can expect to find in an XMRE 24-hour ration. It's definitely a good amount of food. I'd say it's a little bit more than you'd find in 2 MREs, probably not quite as much as you'd find in 3. Of course, it's only got the 2 entrees instead of the 3 that you'd expect to find in 3 MREs. But you can certainly split this up pretty good. And I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is, since we have the 2 entrees, I'm going to make this 2 meals instead of 3. Instead of doing a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm just going to make 2 meals, basically splitting this in half, and make 2 more reviews to cover the whole thing.